Welcome to the 6th edition of the Goa Arts and Literature Festival here at the International Centre, Goa. We are here with Christine Chia, a poet and novelist from Singapore. Welcome, ma'am. So this is your first time at the Goa Arts and Literary Festival?
Yes, it's my first time.
Right. How are you liking it so far?
Oh, I'm enjoying myself a lot. It's really warm, but Singapore is really warm too. And Goa is nicer, like the kind of warmness. It's less humid, just a bit less humid.
Okay. Right. So this is your book, The Law of Second Marriages. And can you tell me a little bit about it? Because I know it has a very personal theme.
Yes, this book is about my father, my mother, and my stepfather. They are all having their second marriages when I was 8. It's a complicated story, but it's written very simply from the perspective of my 8-year-old self. And I was not very sure what's happening, but I wanted to convey some of the confusion when the young child sees a marriage and a family breaking down. Yeah.
And your second book, Separation, History, I understand that it's a sequel to your first book.
Yes.
So what different did you try to bring out in this?
The difference in this is the first book is written from the perspective of an 8-year-old girl. But this book is written from the perspective of my father, so I'm using his voice to convey the same situation, but from the perspective of a 55-year-old man, and his account of the same events will be very different. And because I've matured, this is my second book, and I discovered that the separation between a couple has great similarities to the separation between Singapore and Malaysia. And this book, the cover actually shows Singapore, that's the outline, and this is Malaysia. And the cover was very cleverly done by the artist. So this is the river that separates Singapore and Malaysia, and it also looks like a wound of a cut, or an artery, a blood artery. So I thought it was a very clever cover that actually tells you what I wanted to say in the book, because it was very traumatic. Singapore was married to Malaysia, was one country for 3 years, but there were great differences, and it didn't work out, and we had to separate in 1965. And our first Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, actually cried on national television, and I imagine my father would have cried too while he was having difficulties with my mom. Yeah.
So you were based in New York, and now you moved back to Singapore.
Yes.
So which of these countries influences your writing? When you say Singapore influences your writing?
Definitely it's still Singapore, because I grew up in Singapore. I don't have an American accent. Even though I stayed there for 2 years, I don't know how to have the American accent, and my professors were taught that English is my second language when it is not, and I had to explain it to them that English is my first language. It's just that I don't speak like you guys, but I wouldn't try to write or read in Mandarin, because that's not my first language at all. Yeah. So definitely still Singapore. Although I write about Donald Trump, who I would like to go on record as saying is a joke, and I'm pretty sure he will not get the nomination, but he's good entertainment and nothing else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're working on a novel this time.
Yes.
Yeah. So how is it different from the poetry that you've written?
Well, for the novel, I admire novels that move quickly, are very exciting. I'm inspired by Jason Bourne of the Bourne Identity series. So it's very different. I like chase scenes and face off and.
So your novel is more like that?
Yeah. Right now, it's what I've written so far. It's things happen and they are dangerous.
So this is your first time at the Goa Arts and Literary Festival. How has it been so far?
The beauty of experiencing something so different is from Singapore is that I'm constantly I've met the Bangladeshi writers, and they have a very different take on writing, and they have a very different scene. So I don't think we could have met anywhere else. I'm not sure we will meet in Singapore. I'm pretty sure Goa is the only place we will meet and have such a fruitful discussion.
But Singapore has the Singapore Arts and Literature Festival, right?
Yes, the Singapore Writers Festival, I think is a little more Sino-centric.
Okay.
Possibly, there's quite a bit of translation going on. We have a lot of writers that translate books from Mandarin to English. Yeah, because the working language and the first language for many Singaporeans is English, but they want to break, a lot of Chinese writers want to break into the US market, but a lot of their people can't translate Mandarin to English well. So some of our writers, like my very good friend Jeremy Tiang, he's, like they say, disgustingly bilingual, and he translates from Mandarin to English. Yeah, so there is that bias, slight bias there, I think, mainly because of the market. Like I think Singapore Writers Festival wants to be a bit more commercial.
Okay, so it's not like the Goan Festival where all writers meet from different parts of the country?
Yeah.
Or different parts of the world, rather.
Yeah, I mean, there like anything in Singapore, there's always this concern about making money. Yeah. So.
Thank you very much. That was Christine Chia with us, talking to us at the Goa Arts and Literature Festival.